was Toronto's Argus Corporation Limited,
SCB Taylor.
which was set up in 1945 by a group led by beer tycoon E.P. Taylor, and today is reckoned to be worth around $200 million. Last week, in a daring move that startled most businessmen and puzzled some, Desmarais Power Corporation announced that it would attempt to take over Argus, and immediately ran into a solid wall of resistance thrown up by the older firm's controlling interest. If successful, the takeover could bring about a concentration of wealth and financial clout unprecedented among Canadian holding firms. Under the leadership of President John A. Bud McDougall, you know about this, eh? Argus is a profitable but cautious giant that specializes in holding relatively small but significant
Taylor. We never hear about him.
Bigger. Let's just say here, he's worth 500. Taylor's worth 200.
You know what it says?
Yeah, well, Argus is worth 500 million.
Oh, that's what I even has holdings.
EP's only worth 200 million according to this.
I would say Taylor's bigger. I would say Taylor's worth. I would say he's worth 200 million. I would say he's worth that.
But I don't know.
Look at the joints he owns.
Oh, I don't know.
He owns Eclipse Theater.
Oh, yes.
And he sold the Bluebell. He made a big deal. He sold five small ones and bought a Lowe's.
Oh, smart fellow, huh?
No, bad. He's low.
Pardon me? Lowe's.
See, that's bad. That's good. No,
That's
bad.
That's what you call it.
You know, skip.
That's what you call a cheap pun on words. I figured you were going to do that, but I wanted to see how if you'd actually be stupid enough to go through with the play.
Good? No, it's bad. Bad? No, it's good. You sleep with her? Good. No, it's bad. Why? She don't say clap. You're supposed to say good. How do you get good at it? Well, good. Could have been worse. Why? No. Bad. You know how it goes. Are you going to drive me out to the local bistro?
Drop you off then? How are you going to get home?
Figure it's something.
I'm just going to have supper here. What the hell's wrong with you? Hold on.
I feel like I'm drinking. You got me started. I don't want to drive that motherfucker because I'll kill some son of a bitch. That's all I need, right?
So you didn't like, what the hell, Great Gatsby?
I never seen a Great Gatsby. I'm just taking the words of people who saw it.
Oh, well, now I thought you saw it. Oh, you're such a biggie. Asshole.
What is this?
You're supposed to have seen it, you told me. That's what? It's some ridiculous thing, probably.
To minimum strength on a regular periodic basis. By analyzing the characteristics of each wave, or fringes, radio astronomers are able to discover much about the target. For instance, its size. The signals, however, must be perfectly synchronized in the combined wave.
What's that about?
It's about radio astronomy.
Each signal into a central recording unit. But there is always
You believe in that?
Radio astronomy.
What's astronomy? I don't believe in. What's radio astronomy?
You don't know what astronomy is.
I know what astronomy is, but what's radio
What
astronomy?
is astronomy?
It's study of the stars, my
No, it isn't. That's astrology, you dumb bastard.
astronomy.
Astronomy is the study of the universe, like the moon and everything.
Well, that's what I meant.
What don't you believe in that? It's a telescope, you know? It's not futures or
No,
anything.
I got the word screwed up. I thought he
Yeah.
said radio astrology.
No, it's radio astronomy.
Well, I got it.
Yeah, they can tell the size of the
I
sun
heard you knocking.
trillions and trillions of miles away by spreading out the receptors, you understand? Because they don't send waves small enough to be picked up by any one
As soon as
spot.
I heard the word astrology, it's gap, right?
Yeah. Oh, I knew that it was shit. Yeah, then I give you the gears. Give me a dry. Run it right up to you.
Now let's talk more about
This asshole.
the equipment and those two telescopes that you joined up that way.
Well, perhaps the best way to begin is to say that
There's a Japaneser.
Chinese. I
Chinese?
bet you $1 that's
I
Chinese.
don't care. It's all the same to me.
I can tell
I don't know any
I
anyway.
can tell a Jap a mile off.
I think that's a Jap.
I bet you $1 it's not a Jap.
Maybe it is a Chinaman. Could be a Jap though,
Could be.
but it might be a Chinaman.
But to me, he looks
What if it's a Chinaman?
like a Chinaman.
Oh, you think so?
I could be wrong.
It could be.
I probably
You
am.
are.
Because you have first-hand knowledge.
What am I, a Chinaman? How the hell am I supposed to know?
But he looks like a Chinaman.
You only think so.
Well, in the Vancouver, I see more Japs than Chinamen. Half the city is Japs.
I wondered what happened to you.
Japs are more sturdy.
Are they? Eh? What, they tougher people to fight?
No, no, not more. They're more sturdy in the face. More like Indian.
Who's the best screw, a Japanese or a
I
Chinese?
don't know. I never screwed a Jap.
They're sideways and they have teeth.
That's right.
They bite it off.
That's right. My wife-
The order of thousands of miles, or even all the way across the diameter of the Earth. And
When are you going to see that thinking?
I got as soon as I got the joint. I think I'll put a lien. Fuck calling it. He's put a lien.
She put you through pretty good, eh? $750. Ran away.
No, I got the 7. You never won it, but I gotta wait. I ran away. I couldn't stand the shit.
I can figure out. Here you are with a person. You're trying to get them for money. And you're loaning them money.
No, I'll
You
admit,
come out the loser on it.
no, I admit, I know I gambled a lot more than you thought I gambled. See, that son of a bitch at the last minute put that lien, and was within 3 hours. And she had $55,000 in her fucking hand. 50
I
actually.
thought that was a big con. It
In her
used a lot
hand.
of it, you know, the whole thing, moving and everything. Big
No, it
con.
wasn't.
I laughed if it was.
No.
You think that's a big con?
No,
I think they got you at the big con.
good.
They got you for $750 with the sting. They stung you.
Good.
They put on the big move. They had you out working and sweating. Oh, they put you through good. They really over
Maybe I
$750.
got it. Maybe I got the stick.
The sting. It was the sting. It was the whole thing was arranged. They sent the goof up there to sight you down on the pipeline. All that time, that goof was looking you over for the sting.
Could be a stick.
Then they sent you up with the broad. Holy Christ, they got you good.
Maybe I got
That
still.
was a whole fucking production.
Comparing radio signals received at
No, I would suggest it would cost them more than $750 to do that.
I realized that.
So I don't think it's a sting.
I'm just joking.
I know, I heard you, I did, I detected.
No, but they did the whole thing just to get $750. That's what I call dedication. Never heard of the minimum wage.
The reason I listened, because I made a goof of myself there, actually. Well, who would figure a fucking lien coming like that?
No, but isn't that funny? You reverse the whole thing and give it some common line. There's a whole common line to the whole chain of events. Then you understand? It's all a big hustle
I
to get you for
understand exactly what you say,
$750.
but here's the point. Now, I had to
Make a good movie.
see, this was what they call a shot here. Now, I got those joints, you know what I mean? I was gonna move at that time right into that fucking building. I figure her 50 grand, right?
Yeah.
I only got 10. I already cut her corner with 30, right? Bang, move her in, and you can become a rich man very quick. Then get rid of the motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
But bang, he goes to get the money, and this is no kidding. I couldn't believe it. Even the lawyer couldn't believe it. Her lawyer, when she paid him big money for 500.
Oh,
You got lien against. The last moment lien.
Could you see the thing in some movie? It's running through the normal way.
I know what you mean.
No, listen,
Yes.
running through the normal way, and all of a sudden, after you see it, and you give her the money, oh, gee, you better get her clothes, you know, that's bullshit. You're scheming and plotting and fucking around all over the place. She walks in the other room and says, okay, we got this sucker. After all this fucking bullshit, all the drag up, you know, you think you're conning her and you're running her through, and they play it back the other way, because if the whole thing's been one great big shit, and you would walk her in the middle, think you're running the control. Wouldn't it be funny? That'd be funny. Of course, you juice it up a bit, change the money,
No,
change the
you're
circumstances.
absolutely right. This
Make a good spy movie out of that.
No, it's not a spy. It's not a spy.
No, but no, you could. The same basic
That's
plot, the
actually,
turnaround.
that is actually the sting.
Yeah, but that'd be a nice shot. Good spy movies like that. It makes you think that the guy who thinks he's in control isn't in control at the end. There's a big twist. You find he's the one who's being used all the way through it.
I think first I only have a map.
No, I gotta move quick with that one because let's see it. Follow the string of sizes will come win.
One, the one is the
Anytime now, right?
Algonquin.
So I should stick a lien against that. See, I paid her with a check, right?
Yeah.
That's automatically a lien, correct?
And the other station which we use was
But I don't think I should go that deep.
radioactive.
I should just ask for it.
Well, you do your best, you know. We all do our best in this world.
Are you on here?
What?
Are you on?
No, I'm not. I'm watching the thing. I want to see what's on the star. See what's on TV tonight if it's worth watching. Go to my mother's and watch Carler TV.
Well, I want you to do me a-
Oh, yes, sir. Marilyn? You know what's on TV tonight? Barefoot in the Park.
Yes, there was
I've seen it. It's not that good.
So, I know, I saw it.
I'll
It's
tell you. I'll
horrible.
tell you who's in it.
I don't know what's in it. I saw it the other day.
Jack. You love
Not
it.
Barefoot in the Park. Robert Redford and Jane Fonda. What? Yeah?
Whisper tree in the show, and she'd seen it on TV before.
Yeah, isn't that awful?
What picture did Jack Lemmon play in Barefoot in the Park?
That
I
wasn't
guess
Barefoot
Roly
in the
Williams
Park.
put
That
it
was
on
something
right
else.
when it was a Redford movie.
Do you remember?
This is
what
made in
I'm talking about? I know, but do
1967.
you remember what I'm talking about?
Barefoot in the Park.
And the next picture is.
They went to New York and they got robbed. at
Oh,
this
yeah, yeah,
town.
yeah, yeah. And Sandy Denny, you know, that's what I thought you
Wasn't
were
it
saying. I wasn't sure.
Barefoot in the Park?
No, that's something else. That was,
I remember running.
can you verify that? Yeah, I can verify
Well,
that.
that was Jack Lemmon, that was,
Yeah, that's what she's talking about. She's
yeah,
talking about that.
that's Gord.
Remember he's running on the tree in New York, barefoot in the park. Because that's what I thought the name
No.
of it was.
Could be, I don't know. This is a different one. Different
You
Barefoot.
been
we're-
over the park side lately?
What's that? What?
Well,
The Park side.
You been over the park side lately?
The Parkside Tavern? That's the West End. Huh?
Emission of
That was
a particular act.
Oh yeah.
And these clocks have very
The
high
Park side.
The cord joint. What happened?
What's this about?
I thought it was a woman.
Oh, I was calling you she for a couple times to see if you'd hear it.
And compare with this.
I didn't
I
catch
think
it.
she
That's only a
heard.
joke.
I think she
I
heard
didn't
your.
catch it. That's all right. What?
What is that?
Even
Can't dirty thing. Can't dirty thing.
Well, that's not true. That.
Oh no, go.
Hey, don't do that,
Oh,
Gord.
wait,
You're
wait.
dirty. You're a dirty.
Pig. The dirty pig.
A dirty pig.
Filthy, slimy little pig that he was. The outrage, Paul Newman and Claire Bloom, based on the Japanese film Rashomon, with the varied versions of a murder recounted by witnesses at a trial.
To have synchronization.
I wonder if that's any good. Remember to call Bob
Would you
Newhart?
drop me off at a dope factory first?
First for what?
I don't feel like driving that son of a bitch in car.
Okay, what'll I have my supper and I'll drop you off. We're gonna have supper very soon.
Dropped off at a dope factory.
Yeah, he wants to get juiced up.
And,
We'll have supper
7
first.
o'clock.
Yeah, we'll have supper first, right?
From the clock.
Then take him there. Then I'll take him there.
Now, all I need is one more jolt for impaired driving, right? That's all I need.
Gord, you're insane. Were you drunk anything? Up?
Sure, I'm not drunk. Well, 25 beers.
Not drunk. I drunk like one. I don't even have to touch the stuff when I drunk.
So, before we can carry on, we have to read.
I don't even have to touch the stuff, boy, and I'm drunk.
Here, you wanna buy a house?
What are you messing around that?
No, it's the home.
Why don't you just get yourself a little place
I-
on Gloucester Street?
I was at
Shut
the
your
home,
mouth.
Central, at the home, what do you call it?
Also.
I
A home show?
The home show.
You're down at the
I
home
was ripped
show.
out, $2 and shit, nothing there. But I got a bunch of, I got some, I paid $6 for it. So you don't give me it for nothing. You know those, prefabs? A brochure, they used to give it to you, now they don't, but they give you a big envelope, that's me a buck. Shows you all those beautiful, you, believe me, they're beautiful. You can work a nail, you get one. By the way, what up to 42 grand. Oh, figure it
Told you it
out.
was going
Go and borrow a kid.
Oh, shut up.
Learned very early in the game.
Mind your
Refer to
business.
the clock to the atomic clock.
Well, I'm just telling you what I read, that's
Oh,
all.
I don't need that, you know.
Get one for nothing.
Oh,
Don't worry, I don't. Everything's in there, I know.
you read them already, eh? Yeah, you're a reader.
Yes, it did. We used.
You got it between 8 and 15 grand a year.
You drink much?
Have a kid,
You drink?
and you can get for nothing a $42,000 house.
Do you drink much?
Yeah, you got a drink?
No.
Now,
Fun and games.
and they work very well.
Kick the bucket.
And
Well, it could happen.
Oh, Chinatown's coming on TV. I bet you doesn't.
Photograph also of the fringes.
Chinatown, eh? Al Pacino. Oh my God.
What's the nearest dope factory
If
to?
you observe fringes, you know that
Dope
the color
factory?
is small.
Oh yeah, Jesus, cause you take my car,
If you can't observe
You
I gotta see Daddy in the morning, right?
Yeah, you're screwed. You're beat.
I'm trying to figure out how to work this.
I'll have to bring it back. Yeah, I'll have to pick you up in the morning.
There's no way in the world you're gonna get up.
Oh, I'll be up, Gordon. Gordon, you believe it.
and very satisfying.
You just believe it.
Maryland, small portions.
Yeah,
Going all around the world.
I mean, for me,
from,
and
Greenbank, West Virginia, to the
Poor
Soviet
fellas.
Union.
Feed the
and you
swine.
The
people
poor
are
fellow.
flying in with
Isn't it
their
poor?
Feed the
The poor
swine.
thingy.
Greenbank, I believe.
Feed the
Basically.
swordlow.
Yes, we have just came back from an observation with the.
Why don't you take your coat off? You're making a nuisance of
You're
yourself.
cute.
Thank you,
You're
dear.
really cute.
Take your coat off.
Take your coat off. Let's have a look at you.
Very small sources.
Take your coat off. It's going to get dirty.
You big thing. Take your coat off.
He thinks it's
No, hang it up. Give it to Marilyn. Hang it up.
Where's your girlfriend, sweetheart? I haven't seen her around
I
tonight.
haven't seen him around.
What you doing, bozoing with the bozos?
She's playing with her ding dong.
I'm not sure that I can answer that question right there.
This guy is
Still,
I don't belong to that queer shit. What's
No,
that?
you're not supposed to say
What?
that.
What would you?
You're not supposed to suggest she's doing things like that. You just try to keep things within the realm of reason.
We can decide on explain the radio.
You get to a point where you're just a garbled version of mankind.
Much light has 100 galaxies.
I thought maybe she was kidding on a square for me.
No.
I just trying to. It's all right.
I think she was telling you you're queer.
I didn't say that. I answered your question.
You didn't answer anything. I
Well,
thought she was kidding on the square is what you
well, what's
said.
that mean?
Well, I don't know. It gets kidding on the
For
square.
a second. No, that's exactly what I said.
You thought she was calling you a queer.
Momentarily.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
No, she come on with we have the.
You're still thinking about that, are you?
Come on. I'm getting sober now.
If you're sober, you wouldn't pay attention to that, would you?
Tim Roth has been called everything from leftist propaganda to split television production. I'm Barbara Frum, and however you choose to describe it,
Yeah, when you
East
move,
True North will affect your image of Canada. Please
take care of
join
that
us
fucking,
every Sunday
I'll
night
send
at
that by
8.
mail.
no, yeah, I
No,
don't.
I mean, I'll have it sent, I'll have them
The
come pick it
cedar
up and
chest,
deliver, you know. I'll be all right.
the cedar chest is shit. It's the pictures.
I know, I'll have
All
them
the
sent.
pictures in it?
Yeah, I'll have them sent by postcard.
The
You know what we should
story
do?
of
We
the
should-
disaster aboard a luxury liner
how do you
and the
make
decision
them,
of who shall
permanent?
occupy a crowded
What?
lifeboat.
What are you talking about?
Hi, I'm Don Daynard. This
I
Sunday
don't know
night,
what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
1974 U.S.A.
Yeah.
You got
concert
the big mouth.
featuring the Japan
You do that with a destroyer?
Do what?
String Orchestra,
I don't know.
conducted by Seiji Ozawa.
What do you want to do with them?
Drop me off at the dope house.
I said, what do you want to do with them?
Get some crack.
I haven't got any more fun. That's it. Good enough.
You lying.
If I give you any more, you'll be stoned when I take you out. I don't want you to be stoned when I take you out.
I'm gonna get stoned you regardless.
You get stoned on alcohol. It's different.
Why?
It's different. It's not the same.
I'll tell you the difference. An alcohol, you can maneuver. And that fucking pot, you lose your reflexes.
Maybe you do. I don't.
Well, I lose them, yeah. Like one day, the car's across the road, and I gotta get to the other side. And you know something? It took me half an hour across that fucking road of traffic. Your
Well,
reflexes
I know
go.
you. It wouldn't take you that long. I know you.
Well, I was stoned.
Well, I know you.
I just
You're
left
like
that goofy Thompson. We were smoking in Stafford. To get across the Danford, man, oh man.
You're nothing but a Swift.
You probably never had that experience.
What experience?
Yeah, you have that.
You want that experience? I'll get it for you.
Well, I've had that
In
experience.
fact, I'll put some in your coke next time you're here. I'll fix you.
What are you talking about?
A little alcohol.
I'm talking about smoking pot.
A little LSD.
No, no.
Give me a little LSD.
We were,
Huh?
no. The three of us were smoking the same cigarette.
Yeah.
So we all were high. So I've been drinking it all day. Now, to go across the road, the feeling was grandiose. But every car that went by, you back up.
Yeah.
You
Well, you're not.
can't
You're,
get across.
I
And
mean,
the
you're
others started
paranoid.
to
Yeah. 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 I know that.
You're
I've
not
seen
paranoid.
that. Yeah. Well, you are paranoid. Exactly what you are. Because
You're-
normally you wouldn't be worried about it. You just do it.
You'd walk across.
Yeah. So you're paranoid. You're not too sure whether you should or not. You're paranoid.
I would-
You're reticent. You're not. You're not exactly sure.
I was suggesting reflexes.
No. You're paranoid. You look up, you see a car, you say, "Oh, hey, how far?" No, oh, you're paranoid. You're afraid. You're afraid to make a move. You don't trust yourself. You have to keep checking it out to make sure. You're paranoid.
And I'm paranoid.
You're a paranoia.
Well, then you're paranoid.
I'm not paranoid. Why should I be paranoid?
You
Just
never
because
got
you're paranoid, I ain't supposed to be paranoid? Who the fuck are you anyway?
You never got stiff in your life?
What? Sure I got stiff.
Well, then you're paranoid.
No, it's different. You were paranoid there.
He says I'm paranoid. Paranoid, man.
Yes, you're scared of niggers, coons, Jews,
Now I'm scared of a nigger. I'm sorry.
everything. What are you doing, Marilyn?
Oh, I'm just gonna get my iron.
Oh, what are you gonna do? Iron his ass?
Military staff gathered for a brief memorial service here at Thompson Oak this morning. Ambassador Graham Martin
Doop-a-dee-bop-bop.
for the children.
How long are you gonna have that thing on?
What?
Is that you? That noise.
It's a hair dryer.
Oh, how long is that? We gotta iron your hair?
For 2 seconds. No, I'm gonna iron my shirt.
I don't care what you're doing. You got the hair dryer going, iron.
Buried overnight in parts
Give
of
me
the
that.
plain. Through the muddy fields. Life
What?
on the baby airlift go on.
That's downstairs.
747
Oh, okay, that's all I wanna know.
has been chartered to take 405 more children and their doctors, nurses, and escorts to the
Yeah, there we go back. Why are they airlifting kids out of there?
courtyard.
Answer that
I
question.
told you that.
Why?
I told you. I'm not gonna tell you again.
I got, that one's gotta be repeated, because I would suggest they leave them there.
Maybe they should.
And safety.
Maybe they should. You know, it's true. Maybe they should.
You're very right. Put me on camera, I'll prove it.
In his age, his faith,
There's William Buckley.
English, theology, and literature,
That's Willie Buckley.
many other words.
You don't know who Willie Buckley is, do you, you poor ignorant son?
He's an outer.
He's a who?
Outer.
An outer. Well, yeah, but what does he represent? Who is he in the United States? What does he come to? What does he amount to?
He's an outer.
He's more than an outer. He's a mouther.
He represents partially the underdog, but he's a hypocrite.
Who, him?
He's a hypocrite.
He represents, he's not, he doesn't represent the underdog.
Well, then
He represents the bona fide interest of the nation. He represents the status quo. He's a right wing, go fight him, shoot everybody, mad bastard
I'm for
like
William
you.
Buckley.
Yeah.
How's Wallace get nominated? Buck Buckley.
Buckley isn't nominated. This man is a,
I know what you mean, but I would sooner.
this man is an academician,
Good.
an academician.
Fuck them all, but
Take it easy now.
when you give those peasants too much room, they bend on you.
How about an Archifarchian?
That's
The peasants. Now it's the peasants you're after.
when they
What are you?
get when they get a little authority,
What are you?
they act upon you.
What are you?
Like for example, I'll answer your question.
What are you?
For example,
peasant.
let me answer
You
the
dirty
question,
peasant.
sir. Let me answer
You
the
dirty
question.
peasant. You're just a dirty peasant.
Yesterday, I was accosted and held
In
and
a
almost
shithouse.
arrested for driving along the streets.
Yes.
A taxi driver smashed into me and tore my side out.
And
my elbow moved.
Either way.
But however, some goofy asshole who works for a living, the same as everybody else, sticks his fucking bulb in it and has me convicted of a left-hand turn plus a suit
My dear
for damage. And I didn't answer your question.
Did he get you for a pseudonym?
The motherfucker couldn't mind his own business.
I think of it.
Couldn't mind his own business.
He was a peasant. He could have been a rich man. He could have been a kulak, or he could have been bourgeoisie, or he could have been
was.
an aristocrat.
He
What
was a fucking peasant. Didn't know any better. Couldn't mind his own business. He's the kind of a guy who would fly and tackle a bank robber.
From Marseille, France. 7 approved American welfare agencies have only about 1,400 among them. Still, this agency's children, unless special arrangements are made, could be left
Oh,
behind.
I should have made that appointment then.
Victims first
Why?
of war
That
out
was
of the
bad.
democratic
Why?
tape.
You say your name is.
Now as the
You're
war
supposed to be there.
threatens
Well, you'll be there.
to Saigon.
He'll be there, but will I be there?
No, you'll be there.
Away that red tape
Where are you going to be anyway? His place?
between them and any lives and any
Where are you supposed to meet him?
Consider Chaplin.
Where are you supposed to meet him?
At his house in the West End.
Well,
You were.
we'll meet him there.
The human side of the Vietnam War has preoccupied
Haven't I
the state
seen
for entirely understandable reasons, but political developments must be watched too. The Viet Cong have said they will negotiate a settlement with South Vietnam only if President Thieu steps down. But Thieu seems determined to stay in power. He said so again in a television address to his nation. ABC's Ken Kashiwahara reports. President Jew told his countrymen during the television address was that he will not resign, will not accept a coalition government with communists, and will instead regroup the army to take back the provinces that have fallen. Jew praised the fighting spirit of those units in central Vietnam, and at the same time blamed field commanders and the lack of American military aid for recent setbacks. Politically, Jew named this man, House Speaker Win Bak Kan, to be the new prime minister, while at the same time accepting the resignation of the old prime minister and the entire cabinet. Indeed, there has been evidence in Saigon over the past few days that Jew wanted to fight and not quit. Government banners and flags have sprouted up, urging the people and the army to stand fast, promising that the communists will be defeated. And if they didn't read the message, they surely heard it. Loudspeakers in the city center have been blaring words of encouragement to all who will pay attention, and the volume is such that it is difficult not to.
What it all means is that President Chu has refused to accept the advice of some of his closest supporters who have urged him to step down, and in doing so has dashed any immediate hopes for negotiations with the communists that may have caused a serious split within his own camp that may eventually lead to his downfall anyway. Ken Kashwar, ABC News, Saigon.
We have asked one of our correspondents, Jim Bennett, who has spent many months in Vietnam and Cambodia, to fly out to Hong Kong tonight so that we can get him up on the satellite and get a fresh report. He left Saigon a few hours ago and is standing by in Hong Kong, where it is now Sunday morning. I know he's exhausted, but we're grateful to him for taking the flight. Hello, Jim. Can you hear me now, Frank? Yes. Jim, a new week has begun out there in Asia. We all hope that it won't be as bad as the one we attended, but I must ask you, what's your view of what could happen there in the next few days?
All you have to do is turn it up when you're
There's
not
an
in.
interesting possibility that the entire South Vietnamese army could collapse.
You want to read a head order?
The political structure, although President
What's the
Chu
head order?
has said that he will not resign, I don't think that he will resign.
What do you want?
There could be a
sound like an idiot
job
here.
at any time. I know that there's an awful lot of
Suckers wouldn't catch that, but I got it.
left-wing
No, you sounded good.
I'd like to see Chu get out. On the other
And
hand,
that-
You sound like a rubbish.
No, it sounds good.
I sounded like the running ship. Yeah, but you cut off. You were interviewing with
Yeah,
you.
you know
No,
what?
ask him about the interview. What do you
It was
think?
good. I said leave it on. I thought he cut it off, but you cut yourself off. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I stopped it. I started to do it the other night.
Well, good, but
And the difference in levels was too great, you know, like it goes down, you know, you hear this voice and it sounds like it's not taped on the right track or something.
you sounded very good.
For a long time, as a matter
And that's no time, okay?
status quo of the military, just facing off each other.
What did I say, leave it on?
Provinces finally caught up to
My
them.
friend,
I
my
think
friend,
initially
like-
the refugees, the people who wanted to get out away from the
Oh, that's
fighting to
good.
begin
That's
with,
why I sound like
that's when
a
the
crap.
North Vietnamese.
No, you sounded good. As a matter of fact, I was waiting to hear more, and you were cut off.
The military people, seeing that the refugees were in a panic, they panicked themselves, and it just kind of set off itself. But
Here is how dumb I am. I didn't realize there were American kids. I was thinking of Cubans, like half there, half China.
Well, you know who it was.
I got that's what threw me out.
not all of them, not all of them are.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's what threw me
For
out.
the input part.
And therefore,
I got, because I'm using that, word for word.
Do you think that it is possible for them to organize
Parts of that I had to put in
around Saigon?
Here, I'll make it.
Okay, it's all right, it's all right, it's all right. It's not there.
Not if it's, the way I've been given to understand in the last few hours, the Marines
But when the
and
states
Rangers
get
are
that
fighting
stage,
each other.
hang the
Soldiers
states
are
up.
beginning to, are almost in total disarray, and while they are attempting to set up some sort of defense perimeter around Saigon, unless they can sort out their military problems and get these soldiers disengaged from fighting each other, I think that probably 2 shots inside the city and the whole thing would collapse. Thank you very much.
When the states get that stage, hang the states up. Import niggers.
People of Indochina toward the United States as it exists right now. In a moment, we'll look at the events that brought us to this point. Our cook.
And I like that. That's why it's good for a long time. And I like that. You like something, long-lasting flavor, a prickly spearmint gum.
Fishing has come a long way from the days of the cane pole, right up to the first complete fishing machine unit spin by screw tempers. The line release thumb button is on top for easy, accurate casting. The reel is under the rod for perfect balance. Simply set the drag once for the line you're using and forget it. All open side reels end up with twists in the line. Unit spin will never twist the line by casting.
In the wretched time.
There are many models available in right or left-hand retrieve.
Available at Two Guys Sporting Goods Distributors, Kmart, and J.C. Penney stores.
What you
Read it.
read it to understand it.
Read it. And understand it. I want you to understand it, actually. Go to the next page.
It's a union.
Natural fresh fruit taste.
Redco Consumer Bulletin, how to know if you're really saving money at a drugstore. Some stores try to occasionally compete with Redco by putting one or two items on sale. So maybe you save a few pennies on toothpaste today at store A and on shampoo tomorrow at store B. But the important thing is the total. The total you spend for all your family's drug needs. At Redco, that total is substantially less because of Redco's low discount prices day after day.
Volunteers of the Erie County Youth American Cancer Society will bring the brilliance of fresh-cut daffodils to Erie County on April 11th, 12th, and 14th. Those are daffodil days.
Read it all?
American Cancer
The whole thing?
Society. The daffodil is the symbol of hope.
What do you want me to say?
What do you think about it?
Yeah, it's all right.
When you make a
What's it
contribution
about?
to the American
Well,
Cancer
it's a
Society
story
on Daffodil Day,
of
April
people
11th, 12th, and
That's
14th.
actually it's part of communism, but in a way it's not.
Communism. What is it?
On the Atlantic coast.
But there's still the element of be Caesar yourself, isn't there?
It's got nothing to communism to do here. It has to do with energy.
I didn't say
Path of the invasion.
it's the direction. I know it's right, but the direction is there.
Direction? What do you mean?
Never mind.
Where do you get the direction of communism here?
I didn't say communism this time. I said partially.
Where?
I said it's the direction to overthrow, correct?
Overthrow? What, England? No.
Well, that's what I get.
This is about hooking into a computer.
I know exactly what it is.
What are you talking about?
You're right.
What, 1984?
That's right. But
What's that got to do with communism?
Well, that's right. It's to do with 1984.
To do with personal freedom, personal existence. Nothing to do with communism or capitalism. Capitalism or communism, nothing to do with it. That's past 1984, actually. Well, not 2080 or something. I wrote that.
It's all right. It's a way of thinking. Right?
Got a mark on it.
Early this week, denying
Very good. A. 2 A's. I enjoyed reading this story, but it was coherent and unified, progressing to the climax. The ugly twist of Dynamic 79 provided a dramatic and suitable ending. You rate well. What's the point about paragraphing?
But what it cannot show is the buildup of communist forces within
He's examining the literature. I'm examining the story.
Well, no, the story itself. It has to be
You said to examine the story.
Yeah, well, you got A for the story and A for the literature. Content A, style A. Everybody else got C.
You have a voice in the wilderness.
Everybody else got C.
I'm not gonna.
Seen Vietnamese refugees.
Never mind, I'm
They
not
are
gonna.
headed back and forth across their
The
land,
voice from the
trying
wilderness.
always to escape the war that would not stop. But this time was different. Now, there were soldiers
Yeah,
on
drop
the
me out
road,
with a drinking
and they
for
too
you.
What did I ever suffer here? I'm not being pushed. I'm not being rushed to decision.
Hundreds of thousands
Rushed to the final day, the hour of the death.
to what they hoped would be safety.
I will not be coerced, computed, or
I'm
digitalized.
gonna ask you I had a good reason to ask you the damage there.
Well, I can tell you the damage when I drop you
I'm
off.
gonna dark you again.
Oh, yes, I can. Oh, yes, I can.
Here,
Well, I
the
was
face
just
of Allice.
13,
This
a
woman has
lady
discovered that her
proverbially
baby
high.
was placed aboard a plane.
Open
but
up
there
and have a
was
little
no
shot
room for
here.
her
Have some of
and
that.
her other
It's good for you.
children.
Tomato, fresh.
Why don't you go in? You might find it there. Hey there. I don't know. That started me up
Eventually,
again.
she got back her child, but many
I just got
families
sobered
have
up.
been separated.
You're a drunken swordler.
I I just got sobered up.
You're nothing but a drunken squibbler.
Man, I wouldn't want to get drunk again.
When they reached the
Why?
coastal areas,
I
the
just sobered up.
refugees struggled to board the relatively few ships available to take them away.
It was only
It may
a
be
jockey's
impossible
daughter.
ever to learn how many thousands have left their homes. Many
Oh, come
must
on,
have had
it's
no
serious.
clear idea
Jesus Christ.
where they were going.
Well, what's the deal with Danny tomorrow morning?
I don't know. I was half drunk, and you got me in the blower with him, and we started talking, and he says, "Well, come out tomorrow and have coffee." Well, I said, "Okay, Danny, I'll be there." Well, Danny's a hell of a nice guy. If you don't show up at that, you'll what the fuck this guy is.
Could be setting you up for a hit, eh?
You crazy
Yeah.
dog. Fucking nuts. The hit would go the other way. It wouldn't go my way. It would go the other way.
Why?
You never would.
American Marines
Suppose Willy got you
came
set up
ashore
for
here
a
to begin
shot.
the large
You walk in the
scale
door and
involvement
bing!
of
What would have
Give
gained
you with a silencer.
What would have gained him?
Give you with a
Now,
silencer.
the man
What
was
would have
once
gained him?
again
Ah,
the
good job
site
is
of a
back.
landmark
I'm
event
on
in
his
the
back.
war.
Yeah. And also, him and Roly Williams just split the 10,000.
And military to escape.
Oh, you remember that?
Sure.
Willie said he owes him a bit.
They put you out of the play. Yeah, well, that'll pay Willy off. He'll hit you and he won't owe Willy no
Now
money.
belongs to the communists.
See, that's a setup. You walk in there and
Willie,
they drill
Willie
you.
actually don't owe me anything. But
Then they put
it's only professional thievery.
Then they put you in a
I
plastic.
say it's professional thievery that if one man gets pinched,
I say-
you're gonna score, the other man should pay half,
I
right?
say, then they put you in a plastic bag, take you down, throw you off by the island airport there.
No, not for, I don't think for 300 is willing to do that.
Oh, it's not 300, it's thousands. There's thousands of dollars involved here. There's 10,000,
Where's
plus
the
the money
10,000?
he rolls Roly Williams.
What's this got to do with me?
Well, he can split that. He knocks you up, he splits that with Roly and pays his debts out of
Let's
that.
what with Rolly?
The 10,000.
What 10,000?
10,000 you paid for the property.
Well, that goes to my nearest benefactor. Why would it go to him?
Yeah, but they've got to prove it.
It's under my name, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Where?
I have no, it isn't.
I never saw it on
In
here.
their flight from one crumbling province to
Oh,
another.
yeah, give me the gears now. There you go.
They're gonna nail you. That's why I shouldn't go. I'll probably get killed too, just because I see it, right? It's like a gargantua.
So we asked 3 of our correspondents to gather in
I
Saigon.
can see you
2
never
days
travel
ago
with me.
You're trying to do me in.
Hey, you've seen the performances at West Coast. You wouldn't even quarter believe it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Guys smashed over heads, drove windows.
Oh, let them pull a gun out. Just ping.
Well, I'll tell you what
Say
they,
goodbye.
I'll tell you what they did to Farmer, poor Farmer. They walked into his room, he's on the 3rd floor, and this is no lie, and poor Farmer now is getting on the 7th. They set a fire in the front of the door, and he's got one course, burn up or jump through the fucking window. He jumped to the window and broke both his fucking foot on mess. Now he walks in casts.
Well, who did this?
Farmer fucked him somehow, right? So that's what they're doing.
So they waited outside the door for him, so in case he tried to go through.
Well, that's just one example I'm talking about, the capers.
Well, tell me some more.
What, my tape?
No, I just want to hear something. You're gonna build these capers. There was a guy who got shot in the park, running around with his girlfriend now. Who else? The guy in the Lincoln. Thought he was a muscle man. Shotgun through the window, bang.
An American pilot.
In the park,
very
remember?
cool and quite
Stanley Park, they found him. Now his girlfriend, you're running around with her.
Closed the doors and
Or is that the same guy?
Vietnamese woman
I've seen so many of them. There's one killed across in the park. Which one are you referring to?
The one who got killed in the Lincoln. It was in the newspaper like 2 years ago.
Which one was that?
The tough guy. Tough guy. He went out west. Thought he was a tough guy. And they
Did I
shot
know
him
him?
his brains. You see, you're talking about it. Guy can see how tough he is. He goes out west, they blow his brains out. He gets
Oh,
shit around here.
yeah, I'm trying to think.
What it turned out to be was just
It's fucking 6 to 5 axle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
She wanted her
Something like that.
suitcase.
He's saying about being clean.
I mean, she was trying to save her possessions.
But he was supposed to have walked into Zanzibar with a baseball bat and beat the shit out of somebody.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, he didn't get it there. He got it in front of Exhibition Park in a car.
At Stanley Gardens. Stanley Park.
No, Exhibition Park.
That was in what? Vancouver, right?
Yeah, they blew his, with a shot right through his head.
Yeah, right.
Tore his head right out. Oh, I know what you're talking
And gunfire from South Vietnamese Marines are running loose on the street. Military police trying to catch them.
Well, every day you wake up with some asshole murder.
Justified or not,
It's a joke kind of, dope connection, you understand?
Americans for
You heard the French
their
connection,
work
which is a
letting
dope
them down.
connection, which are both the same.
And
You know,
it
that's a
got
dope
pretty
thing.
bad as far as
Oh,
our
no,
jobs are
I-
concerned.
Yeah,
Covering what is going on.
Prosecuting
When I
attorney?
was in Cameron Bay, we were forced to put on our car German television press because any hint of us staying Americans would automatically draw.
But
that,
Americans.
and in some cases might bring danger onto ourselves.
But here in Saigon, there is continued apprehension because.
So you're holding my whole progress.
I'm not holding anything.
People who a few weeks
I was
ago
gonna go
were
to the
feeling that it
crazy
couldn't possibly
factory.
go that way in Da Nang.
Which one did you want to go to?
Strong feelings it could very well go that way here in Saigon.
Jesus Christ, I got a cab home, son of a
Yes,
bitch.
There are plenty of armed soldiers around.
Isn't it awful? With all your smashed little car, you can't drive around and hide. You and the poor baby sins.
I don't know who to drive a car, I'll kill some.
You probably would. You would do that. I know you. I've seen you.
I might kill a nigger.
Yeah. Then again, you might kill somebody else. Then again, somebody might kill you.
The North Vietnamese, which have used
Anything could happen.
refugees as scare tactics with such success, panicking the city, being unable to take control or unwilling.
What makes you think this is a red
Scare
room?
tactic. I mean, I'm frightened.
said it was
I'll
a
tell
red
you
room.
very
Well, I think
frankly,
it was red
as a Caucasian walking around not
I
only in
haven't
the
said
city,
nothing
but in
about
the country that
Looks like
is
a
on the
room.
rampage.
You don't think anything of it.
But let's look
don't
at
like
the
the room.
facts now. There are in and around Saigon at the
Don't you have anything to say about the room?
Are you attempting, like the urban psychology on me?
American-made guns.
Or some
Shut up.
attempt to enter my inner mind? Or
Your inner mind?
But if the crunch
What are you
does
talking
come,
about? Your inner
there's
mind?
a possibility
How did your inner mind get in the conversation? I didn't know you had one.
A Caucasian and shoot him in the
Yeah, I got a
brain.
mind behind these doors. See these doors?
Well, we're going to go right back to phone call now and talk to Jim Bennett once again. Jim, since you, I'll pick up the phone. Hello, Jim. Since you made that comment about finding the Caucasian and shooting him in the brain a couple of days ago, I imagine the situation has
Fucking Jew in the
certainly
brain.
not become any better.
Wow.
Let's hear this. What's it about?
Saigon and Vietnam are in some jeopardy.
Well, I think the jeopardy for the Americans
You
is
need a
growing by the
cable.
hour. There's no doubt about it.
When you get a new
I was,
apartment, you should
told by,
check if it's got cable
an
first,
Army soldier
right?
who managed to
No,
escape
don't
from
worry.
Da Nang, and when he got to Boot
You know where
Town,
it
Let's see this.
he didn't have his gun, but as soon as
Maybe
he
I'm
got
talking
one,
crazy.
he was certainly going to start shooting Americans, and there's no distinction as far as they're concerned. I think that the danger grows by the hour for those Americans who are still there, particularly for correspondents. President Jew has put his finger on the American press as having been the prime reason for what has happened to his country. This is fallacious, of course, but nevertheless, it's being fostered even by the government.
Yes, he's accusing the American press, and of course he doesn't have very many good things to say about the American Congress either, does he?
Well, these people definitely do feel like we have abandoned them, like we've turned out the light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. I think as far as the military is concerned, they feel like every bullet is their last bullet, and they know that they're not going to get any more. Maybe that's part of the reasons why the military is in collapse, because they don't want to give up what they have. And I don't think that the situation is going to get any better.
Yeah. Jim, when you were there just earlier today, and in moving around with the refugees and everything, did you get any clear idea of why so many of them were running? Were they trying to get away from the North Vietnamese? Were they voting with their feet? You know, that phrase that we used to hear a great deal about in this country. What was happening there, you know?
Oh, yes, they were running from the NDA, although the NDA were not really that hard on their heels. I think that, strangely enough, the North Vietnamese have had a logistical nightmare just trying to keep up with what they've gained. Actually, in running, they were running in panic, not because the NBA were so hard on their heels, but because of the threat that the NBA were coming.
My supper's ready.
That just initiated it off itself.
That was 2 hours ago.
So you think that even the North Vietnamese might be having some difficulty now in administering in all these areas so jammed with refugees. Have you heard anything at all, Jim, about the bloodbath that we've heard about for so long? Is there anything like that?
Yes. Yes, there are indications that there is a bloodbath going on. For instance, there were reports that in order to control the population in Hue, the North Vietnamese took out several of the high-ranking police officials in the public square and assassinated them, and they're doing the same in other areas. But when we talk about a bloodbath, I think maybe
What's
we ought
your
to
payment
determine who's going to perpetrate the bloodbath. As things stand now with an army group of
Bus goes along Cosburn.
hundreds of thousands of weapons.
Yes, there is.
Like buses, they call it. Because you'll never get a cab tonight. It's too wicked.
Either that or you have to take the,
Thank you very much, Jim. I'll let you
the,
head
Bonneview
Drop
bus.
me off at
to
8.
talk to you again, sir.
That's paid, right?
Thank you. Get some rest. President too, in that television address we saw a portion of it a little while ago, used the word traitor in connection with the United States. Obviously, he wants to blame us for what has happened in this country. He claims to have had a commitment from the government of this country made at the time the Paris Peace Agreement was signed in
He got
1973.
enough to kill him.
But there is
Put a
uncertainty
hit
about
on
the
him.
precise nature of that commitment. The Paris Treaty permits, but does not require the United States to replace military equipment lost in battle. In the last 2 years, Congress has authorized...
No, there's no way Willie could put a hit on him. You know why?
Why?
For Vietnam.
Too many people would
But
know
that does
about
not mean we have
Who knows?
abandoned South Vietnam.
Bro, I know, it could be
We
anybody
have in
shot
these
you.
last 2 years
You got somebody in
provided
Well,
a rate of
you
almost
know,
$2
you
million
would find out, because I must
Still,
have...
President Ford seems
To
to
whom?
agree with President
Now,
Hill.
now, if I bumped
California this
Willie
week, the
off,
president referred to solemn
and they knew about it, I wouldn't do it.
commitments
I'd,
The Paris Agreement was signed
because,
by then
put it this way,
Secretary of
suppose
State
somebody
Willy
bumped you
Rogers,
off,
but it was the work of
and I knew
Henry
who it
Kissinger.
was.
Today,
Well,
Secretary
that
of State
guy,
Kissinger was in Palm Springs.
he is, that's his game over, right?
Chief of Staff of the Army.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Returned from
Oh, yes.
Vietnam.
I mean, I figure something we pushed over. You mean something, right?
A very important moral question.
Well, that's the same with Willie, he could knock me out. Too many people would know about it. You get my point?
Well, I don't know, it could be Roly Williams.
Have perhaps for many years
And besides, that's, you're acting stupid, it's nowhere in...
both by the United States.
You still heard him, man. I guess you shook up.
That the United States would no longer help them defend
Marilyn, you're the best cook in all Canada.
against
Oh,
an
man,
enemy
roast
who
beef.
has never been told by his allies
First day.
that there is a limit beyond which they won't support us. I maintain that is a question that we ought to ask ourselves as a people,
Right?
regardless of the
Right.
probable
Oh,
outcome.
yeah. Raisin bread?
No, I
Of
got
the,
it.
of the
Brown bread or anything?
I think
Keep
it's a
brown bread.
serious
I don't
question.
wanna get the
I love
It's
bread.
not meant necessarily as a criticism of
Okay, give me
anybody.
a slice of brown bread.
And I really believe that at this moment, having paid so much in our national unity on this issue, we should conduct this debate not with an attitude of who is going to pin the blame on whom, but with an attitude that we are facing a great tragedy in which there is involved something of American credibility, something of American honor, something of how we are perceived by other people in the world.
Is that funny? Well, you should have heard what he told the Congress.
What do you think?
He said, he told the Congress, says, look, if you were gonna cut back in South Vietnam, we're gonna have to cut back in Israel.
Had the monopoly of wisdom,
The Congress said, you can't do that, Israel's got too many friends. Yeah. He told them that.
Pictures then.
Friends up on the hill, Capitol Hill, this is money, more
He says, if
money.
you're gonna cut back on thing, you won't let us do that, or we might have to just cut back in Israel, because they're cutting down our defense budget. He said they couldn't do that because there are too many friends on the Capitol.
But he did put in several years.
Too many
covering
friends.
the
Controlled by you.
I want to ask him now about the question, really, of whether we have abandoned South Vietnam. Ted, the Secretary of State obviously is distressed and disturbed. What does he propose to do about the situation?
Let's see the world as small little,
I get the strong impression that what Secretary Kissinger wants to do
autonomous
right now
worlds,
is
you
to
know?
buy as much
all
time as he
together.
possibly
Watch us
can.
screw up things
There
over
doesn't
here.
seem
Keep
to be any
stirring.
feeling within high administration
No.
official circles that this military runs, I suppose you
But
could only
still-
call it,
still
should
school
be
about
turned
that.
around.
Why
What
should a
Secretary Kissinger
minority
does want to do is to buy enough time
of
so
about
that
1% of the
possibly
world
the
control
evacuation
half
of
of
those
it?
Not
people who
1%
most
of the world.
closely committed themselves
Well,
to and
whether
with
it's
the United
1%
States.
Well, they,
of the United States
free
control half of
enterprise,
it.
see, we're a free world.
Why should they control
Right
half
to
of
put
it?
their money where they want.
Possibly
Like with broad-mind
200,000 or
class.
more people.
There's always gonna be some 1% controlling half.
Officials who participated in the Phoenix program, the Chuhoy program.
Which 1% do you
It's
want
been
to
that
do?
way forever.
The ones in Russia or the ones in here?
Well, that is going to require more than the 4 aircraft carriers that are supposed to be in the general area.
I don't care.
Helicopters.
I do.
What airplanes say?
It sounds like a
I don't know, airplane happen to live in the country where the 1% was controlling.
rescue.
Suppose he'd been from Yugoslavia.
He was communist.
And obviously, there's no way that it could be effective.
Wasn't
if
he?
they were
Aeroplane couldn't have lived his life in a communist
if
country.
those landing craft, for example, or those ships were.
Didn't he
Airplane
support,
was a dipstick.
did he support
I
Castro?
think one of the reasons that the administration is so desperate to get military
Yeah, he
aid
There's nobody after.
is so that they at least have
Airplane?
some small bargaining
He was-
power
no, he's not a top actor.
Illinois,
But
so
put it this way, he was a top
they
star.
can Beat an
What?
orderly,
Stars are,
a
ain't they?
decent retreat from South
Like
Vietnam.
Gable couldn't act, but he's still
They
top
laughed
star.
at him in Russia.
Committed themselves to the United States. And as you know, there's been a big argument.
No, so
in this
move,
country, and it's gone on for a long
Movie
time
crew
now
went
about
over.
what kind of
Make them
commitment
film in Russia, they come.
did the United States, or did
Yeah, I've seen some bad Russian films too, like War and Peace, that
to the
stunk.
government of South Vietnam. Does
That was the most expensive picture in history. You knew that?
It stunk, why did it
I
stink?
thought it stunk.
What?
Well, I
The
was
consensus
in
is
Vietnam
stuff,
during
put it that way.
1973 and did a long interview with President Q, and
What-
afterwards
what-
we
what
talked
did you
about
like about it?
precisely that.
Well, didn't have that
And
American
there was
know-how.
contention at the time that he had an assurance.
it wasn't
How about Dr.
sensationalized. It was just a true story.
That in the event of an all-out North Vietnamese offensive,
Well, you'll have it your way, but
American planes would
it wasn't
resume bombing
interesting,
Vietnam.
and that to the vein Americans know how to do
It
it,
wasn't
right?
sensationalized.
Well, you can put it in that thing.
Yeah, but that's not real.
I would say it's American know-how.
I wouldn't.
They do admit, however, that it is
You ever
quite
seen the
easy
French
to
manufacturer?
understand
You didn't like
how
Ingrid
President
Bergman's
Q
film.
might have
I think his
misunderstood.
films are good.
Which one was that?
Well, is that
Because you
really
don't have
what
all that
happened,
shit
or
up
did
there.
the American people misunderstand?
That
the
stuff
nature
is
of the
ankles
business
for
of
the
Yeah, but
history.
Flamboyant still has a root in
Blood
society. I don't know.
Flamboyant.
Well, yeah, well, we're just sitting there, we're just sitting there going for a party. Down the Skid Row, or up in the Rosedale, or with class. Now, we were just gonna go.
That's got nothing to do with flamboyance, you dumbass.
Well, I think it is, yeah.
No,
People down there can be just as flamboyant as up there.
They can, yes, but the atmosphere's not there.
With no one believing that the
I don't
time
know. You haven't been to too many parties in Rosedale.
that the American Congress
Now,
will
I wouldn't want to
now-
go.
now you're
They all
being,
sound like
you're
this
being
bunch of
two
stuff.
things, you're being critical, you're being sarcastic. I didn't say I was there.
They're stuffed shirts, you know.
No, see, you're taking it in the vein, I mean,
Oh, well, yeah, they're
ultra,
helping
ultra, I don't mean
you.
ultra. Put it this
Don't
way,
even compare.
we'll compare Regent Park with, say,
I
mean, there's more booze up in Rosedale.
no, we're not Rosedale, no, we're not
Free in
going to.
Rosedale.
We'll go step a higher Rosedale, we're just gonna go. Well, Bloor Street,
Thank you very much, Ted.
Yeah, but you prefer Regent Park.
Ted has told us a very
not necessarily, no.
a bit of information
Orchard
here
Park and all that?
about the United States really an all-out rescue program. Despite the explication in Vietnam, all those or
I'm twisting my words like the Herman did.
who might be jeopardized.
No,
in
make
their
yourself
security
clear.
threatened
He used to
by
play the
the
queers.
of the Viet Cong.
I was Harry the Queer.
Seems to be almost imminent from what we.
Him and the boys from the CBC down at the Big Hotel used to go and watch him.
Did you know Garner, that guy that wrote Cabbage Town?
Well, Tom Darrell.
The other, yeah. Not real personal, but I knew him.
Where do you live?
Well, I know where you live, I
You live behind Parliament Large?
I don't know, I tell you where I met him, in the Abbey Hotel.
What'd you like anyway?
On several occasions, we drank together.
What do you do it?
He's a rotten writer, too. I told him.
He's a what? He's a what?
A rotten writer, I think, my books. I read Cabbage Town, I read them all. He's nothing. Compare him to top American writers.
Oh, he's just shit here. He can't even write properly. His grammar's all screwed up.
Cabbage Town stunk. That wasn't even a true story, Cabbage Town.
Oh, sure it was. Come on. He's got him on the ball.
Not in my books, I grew up in it.
I grew up there, too.
I was written, no, you didn't. Not in my age, you didn't. That was the story of the Depression in Cabbage Town. You missed all that.
Yeah, but I can identify with a lot of this stuff in there. Like, the kid goes for a job, right? He works in a place, and somebody else is stealing everything, but he gets blamed for it. He lives in the rotten end of town and everything. That happened to me.
No, Cabbage Town. Cabbage Town
People within it, Gord.
was the survival of the
What
best.
certain things can do. It's survival. It's
Right.
not.
Who didn't survive?
They all survived. It's the roots they check. The bride gets knocked up and marries some guy in the restaurant.
Well, you're going now to the, as you call it, the flamboyance.
Broads get
Cabbage
knocked
Town.
up in the book and they look around for somebody to
Cabbage
put the
Town
blame
was
on.
just like it is now, when the conditions were such,
Well, I understand, Ted, Tom.
you go get the pogey. You gotta go down,
He is going to go to.
stand in
I
the
still
line.
had that when I was a kid. My dad.
I put it this way, you were a kid.
The only thing you had was the depression.
Argue with me. When I was a kid, I got one Coke a week, which is 6 ounces,
Yeah.
and lucky you'd get a theater pass.
I don't even get that. I don't get any theater passes. I have to go and pay for all that.
Roast beef like that was unheard of.
My grandfather Gross had it. The hell are you talking about?
Well, I'm telling you about Cabbage Town.
Well, my grandfather Gross had it.
Well, I know a lot of people didn't have it. And you better believe it.
Was it any fault of their own?
Yes.
Why?
Most of them didn't have mothers and fathers.
You go down to the Riverdale Park, you know the tracks there? You'd see maybe 500 huts. One guy bone bum up the street and get a bit of meat. The other guy get the carrots. The other guy, they come back, make a big stew. And that night, maybe go down to zero. Then I catch that freight, go to Winnipeg. That's how bad it was. People don't understand it.
It was your own fault, was it?
Who said that?
That's what I said. If it was their own fault,
Well,
you
do you
sure.
think it was their own fault?
Might have made an
Well, whose fault was it?
situation out there.
Now, rich
That
people.
is the principal thing that the
Those in
administration is
control.
putting out, including Secretary
Well, I guess so.
today. He said,
That's coming
perhaps
out.
not the additional few million
That's why
dollars
that's
might
what a
have
storm
made that much
More?
difference, but
in Germany was
the
about.
idea of a continuing
No
commitment to
way.
Vietnam may
More
have made a
I'm
difference.
telling you, it was
No.
about.
Blame is
It's
being
only more
focused
potatoes,
everywhere,
more,
even now on the
That's what I want,
Watergate
more meat.
problem by Secretary
No more
Kissinger,
vegetables
saying
at
the
all.
decline in the
No, I think
credibility of the
put
presidency
Okay.
itself
Bring me a little
may
bit of
have
potato, a little bit
factor
of
in South
potato,
Vietnam's
a little bit
problem.
of gravy though.
Well, he's not going to blame that.
What, the war in Germany?
It was so bad in Germany, the mayor of Berlin was a Jew. The Jews were driving around Cadillacs, the poor Germans in a soup line. That's how bad it was.
Yes, I think there are probably
Something
very
had
few
happened,
people
right?
who can claim to have been right about
You wonder why they hate
Vietnam
the Jew.
all along.
Let's get that way
Thank you
here
very
now.
much, Tom. We'll see you back home.
Oh, and that book, Cabbage Town, ain't
How much little meat potato?
Probably
Yeah,
is
just-
as intense as it is in South Vietnam, but the war there is not as old
Coffee,
or
Gord?
as well known.
No, thanks, Marilyn, I got some right here.
Are you gonna have a coffee before you go?
Okay, well, I've got it.
A little ice?
Any dessert? Yeah, ice cream.
Now, Marilyn, no dessert, please.
What's the matter? You can't eat dessert?
No, I do.
What's wrong with you? Ice cream. You can eat ice cream.
First of all, I'm full.
What are you, Jewish?
If you feel about my coffee.
Secondly, you expect.
But he's right.
Stay correct.
You're not a man, you're a Jew.
Maybe you should try this new coffee.
The doctor told me to take out 30 pounds,
New coffee.
or I'll blow this late
They
too.
all taste the same.
Told me, that'll blow it. I'm gonna take the weight out. Got it?
Oh, just taste this.
I shouldn't drink beer.
It's blended special for extra good taste.
But what's the difference? I told Herman, I said, my dad lived till 78. My mother never sold him out. He had the power to stop you from selling it. I said, when you got control, you got a little power, you became Napoleon. And you forced me to sell. And as a result, I live in a room the rest of my fucking life.
You actually said that.
I said
It's
that.
new at your
You take a fly and walk.
Folgers, multi-grown coffee.
That's exactly what it is.
You're not a man. You're an evil beast.
Anthony Quinn stars in Twilight, Saturday night movie, 30 minutes from now.
And he knows I'm right.
Can you wise, exercise, move around,
What that?
And I also said you screw up your own son, you son of a bitch. Now he's got fuck out for inheritance. That's what I told him.
whether you're young, whether you're
Which is true, isn't
What
it?
do you say to that?
He ran. I told you he took a run.
don't sit like a stone, put your life in tone, move it and you feel better.
For more information, write
You could have run around the corner and bought a house.
DC.
I said, what do you mean? A down payment? I'm talking about owning a house. We own one outright. You didn't have to sell that house.
Our
I wonder what they doing to something,
Here again is
control, right?
correspondent Frank Reynolds.
He didn't realize the power yet.
Rained down on the airport at Phnom Penh today. 5 persons were hurt. The United
How'd you
States
like that,
Embassy,
meat?
Cambodia's capital,
That's
ordered
the
from Washington.
one of the nicest piece of roast beef I ate, Marilyn. I kid you not. No, beautiful.
Tonight, boy,
Honest to
fat
God.
that gravy.
Mine was lean. No, she puts right
I
in
said the
there.
gravy's got fat.
Well, that's probably,
Non-Cambodians are
No, no,
denounced
I didn't have
as
time to-
Cambodian
That's
tax
not gravy, that's
There was a
the,
report on them
Fat.
from
Peter
ABC
Fat?
Frank
what do they call it, Marilyn? Off the beef.
Phnom Penh is
Oh,
emptying
oh,
fast.
B,
The flaming garrote around its neck has already been
No, the gravy's
What do they
fat.
call it,
Only
gravy?
only the grease left there. Just a bit of gravy.
The rich have
Gravy's the
already
dark
left.
stuff and the light stuff.
And the
The light
beginning of
stuff's
the
grease.
American embassy
The dark stuff's
evacuation.
gravy.
Gravy's supposed to have what's left over after the boom, right? There's no supposed to be no
No,
gravy.
no, you make it.
Just around the
You
corner.
make the gravy.
Unlike in
Oh, jus,
neighboring
that's
South
it. Oh,
Vietnam,
jus, they
where
call
the
it.
army is in full retreat, there are no signs
Roast,
of panic
roast the
here.
beef,
There are still
battle
airstrikes
toast,
going on,
2 eggs
and
of
the army is
fried.
putting up resistance at the city's gates. Yet everyone seems to be waiting for the inevitable takeover in one way or another by communist forces. But there really may be nothing else to do for the millions of Cambodians not
That'd be a
rich enough to
huge
get out,
fucking war,
except
I'm
to
telling
tell
you.
themselves
I
that
don't like the
living
smell of the
under
whole
government
fucking
may not
business.
be so bad after
You?
all, just as long as the
Huh?
war is settled.
Something going on.
The Khmer Rouge,
Fucking
like
right this
themselves, are Cambodians who eat the same food and practice the same
And
religion.
Arabs are a little
which may
leery
be
too. You hear? I was
just how
reading
serious
today,
things really
they
are.
said they got the
But they have
H-bomb.
no
And
choice.
the Americans have
What
a
is
voila
considered
because they know
the
they're
end
fucked,
for
right?
those already
They might take
gone
one
and who are
bang.
going must be
I'm telling you.
the beginning.
They'll go through Julian, you watch.
Frank Mariano, ABC News, Phnom Penh.
A lot of power.
The Cambodian capital of Phnom Penh has
They might
been
use the
under
Jews to get the
state
circle going, eh?
more or less for
Huh?
quite some time.
They might use the Jews as an excuse to get it going.
No, they won't because the Jews, America's Jew control. They will put the Jews,
You understand?
they will go through a cause there. They're going to put the Jew in a protected position.
You don't understand how it
What?
works.
Disquieting mixture of
See,
tension, violence,
the real power in the United States, the real people who do it, the people who take over these countries and do all this bullshit,
in the municipal stadium.
they're the people in the Pentagon and that, the ones who are doing all the plotting and fucking around. They're not Jewish, they hate Jews.
I mean,
But listen,
they might turn around.
what they might do is con the Congress into thinking they're doing what the Congress wants by protecting the Jews, start the war there, and then branch it back into China and go right through everything. Try it.
I'll drink to that.
They might try that. And they'll say, well, you were the guys who started, you wanted to defend the Jews.
I'll drink to that. You pull a Hitler.
Yeah.
I'll drink to that. So Hitler would give a fuck, eh?
Parents could make identification. The wounded children were taken to already overcrowded hospitals. Several of them were not expected to live. Military policemen desperately attempted to reunite.
Oh yeah. What did you take offense to what I said there? I said, if you get a new spot, you should check to see if it's got cable. Now, what did you take offense to that?
Actually, it wasn't the point. Why worry about it?
Well,
Take offense?
there you're taking offense to it. What do you
Take
mean, why
offense?
worry?
Why worry about it?
Couldn't you have said, well, yeah, I'll look, or something. You could be diplomatic about it. You couldn't say none of your fucking business. Do you have to say that?
I'm not a diplomat.
Well, you mean it's smart?
Kissinger's a diplomat.
You mean it's, if it's smart for me to say everything you ask me, none of your fucking business?
I never said that about that.
Well, what would you call it?
I never said that.
Well,
I said, well, don't worry about it. It's just not important.
it doesn't concern you. That's what you said. That's,
Because you get bugging me about it. That's probably why I said it.
I didn't bug you. All I said was a simple little thing. If a person can't talk, hang the queue.
I don't remember saying that. I said, don't worry about it. That's what I said.
Well, that's not the right statement to make. You're supposed to say, yeah, it's some or something.
I'm so sorry. I wasn't worried about it.
I mean, the thing wasn't a direct sentence. That was a direct question. Or a sentence.
I was just checking
That
out.
was just nonchalant conversation.
Oh, just agreeing with it. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I agree. I don't care. You know, I wasn't really
You
saying
didn't give me you gave me the impression it's not my fucking business.
From Vietnam
Which is
I just wanted to get out the subject. You're bugging
a
me.
slur of my integrity.
Your integrity. You have integrity.
She was talking about the part, and I said you should check and said keywords. That's just a normal. You'd say that to Gina Lula Bridget. How are you
It's
doing?
not that important.
Government pilots go up every day searching for the Khmer Rouge rocket sites. Their failure is reflected in the daily reductions in the tonnage of food landed at the airport.
What do they charge
Last week was
you
the
about?
5th anniversary of the coup d'etat in which the regime of Lon Nol
You got a source?
20, I got it for,
There was
well,
no
no, I
war
don't,
in Cambodia
just fine. I
then,
remember the same people all
only
the
an
time.
uneasy
I'm gonna have a good source next
But
time.
with Lon Nol came
But,
the
it's
American
not the best here.
incursion and
If I smoke much
Now,
better.
5
Mexico,
years later,
well, Mexico is
with
oh, it's not as
700,000
world.
That's Colombian, that's one of the best.
Well, I smoke better. Don't give me an
I think you
argument.
smoke.
Yes, I have.
Seems near.
But here's the point.
Last week,
Can you buy nickel
Lon
bags
Nol
off them?
left
You can buy a nickel bag off me.
as regally.
What do you want
as
for a nickel
he
bag?
had
A nickel.
You don't get one. How many sticks?
How many do you get?
About 10.
10.
The airport was under attack as he left the
You know what you
country.
can do.
Yeah, you should get 5 good ones. Right?
Possibly a reminder to the hungry and frightened who could not leave that his departure does not necessarily
What
mean
the
an
heck is
end to their suffering.
That's, well, roughly what you said. It's 5 for 5, right?
Well, that's what it was a year. I don't know what it is. Like, I went down to Home Show for prefabs. There were 12,000 last year. Got her 15. So, pot, I'm not familiar with it in the last year. So I don't know.
You get 5 the size that I rolled for $5.
That's smaller. We used to
Drinking
figure.
waters which surround this tropical paradise remain among the most
I told
abundant
Herman,
in the Western
I said, when I got my plan, a whole acre of corn in your backyard. He said, you got 60 acres, we're gonna put 2 acres of corn in it. Yeah, that's a good idea. I said, okay, we'll go.
On the sleeping sharks of Yucatan.
So I told him, the reason you put corn out, you put the marijuana in between it. Okay?
But
You know
you
that.
go nuts, you're right.
Hey, you're nuts. But if I had it, what do you think I'd do? You go to jail for 20 years. That's why he said.
Okay.
Why would you ask him? Why did he do it?
Maybe I should do, why'd you do it?
I'm going to do it. I told you this summer I'll have my own supply.
Maybe I shouldn't have put up wise. I didn't put up wise. He don't
I got the
know.
seeds up there. A friend of mine are saving up seeds. We're going to import next summer.
Your children.
Don't tell him you're nutty.
Well, you won't even know about it.
That's what I mean.
Tomorrow, ABC's
I can make $1,000 here.
Well, cut me in.
What do you got? You got somebody I can sell it to?
Yeah, I get customers, yeah.
You got an angle, you make some
Yeah.
money. You can make some money.
Customers.
I'll sell you, and you hype it, cut it, and sell it to them. That's what you do. You make your own money.
Well, I don't know how to cut it. You have to show me.
What do you mean cut it? Put it this way. You buy
shit
it.
in it.
No, you don't put nothing in it. You buy $25 worth, right? An ounce, right? You make that into $35 worth.
Like the long distance
You cut
run,
it down in size.
America
That's
must
a
pay
smaller
for
bag.
Because if we're to keep going,
And then,
By the time it hits the consumer, he's got a piece of shit.
no, you don't make it. You don't put anything in it.
55,
Well, how come his taxes get a
Smaller
year?
bags.
Oh, a year. Well, this kid had stuff. You take 4 pouches and Queer me.
What was it? Marijuana or hashish?
Marijuana.
You could have had stuff in it.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I think it was. Because no marijuana gets you in 4 cups. I don't care what fucking planet you
Well,
have.
how come there's no way I'm hooked?
You don't get hooked.
earlier in this hour,
You
You don't get hooked unless you take it regularly. Then you get hooked.
California, about the plans or at least the hope. Some sort of massive evacuation effort from
Yeah.
Vietnam. Well, we have more on that now. Related matter.
What you say?
Congressional leaders let it be known today. They felt
The
Congress
dog has gone
would
home.
support the president if he should
Did he go
send
home?
Marines to Cambodia or South Vietnam in order to protect Americans during an emergency evacuation.
What is it again? What do you get done again?
Withdrawn immediately
He's waiting.
if the president should attempt
I said, where can you go? You should take the fucking dog. I said, you understand? You created yourself a monster there?
The airport at
He
Phnom
doesn't
Penh or
see that.
Saigon, in fall to the communists, the Marines could be used to establish
That
a
little
helicopter
thing that was made
landing
in
zone.
occupied Japan.
Well, the Secretary of State today talked about our long...
You think the Herman created himself a monster?
Perhaps the
What,
original
the dog?
faithful...
Well, now, what's he gonna do with it?
Right after World War II.
And the dog belongs to a house, a family. The dog is.
It's a big house, a big
And a family. If you go away, somebody will look after it. Huh?
His tail was flipping around, he knocked something off the shelf. One of her knickknacks.
Ho Chi Minh and his
Had a lot of
Communist Party
sentimental value.
already had been organizing and fighting for 30 years.
Oh,
Our
she's
allies
mad,
in
sad
Saigon
about the whole.
and
But
they
you
pulled
reckon?
together was Nadine
Oh,
Jackson.
yeah, well, not from him, see. This little boy with the dog.
She should realize, you should have realized a big crazy dog.
Oh, he just let it
The
go
dog's
bowling
fault.
right through, eh?
I mean, it's not the dog's fault.
Crazy bear. We figured he was pulling a joke on her, right? Just realized the mortgage was not late.
The dog is undisciplined.
We had a year ago.
After all,
The original said, don't you think the Herman bought himself
An awful lot of equipment.
what do you call it?
To the camera proposal. Some phases of the military program has been quite successful. There is great difficulty, however, in fighting a guerrilla war. You need 10 to 1 or 11 to 1, especially in terrain as difficult as South Vietnam. But I'm not, so we're not, we don't see the end of the tunnel, but I must say, I don't think it's doctored.
Who started that war?
In some ways like it.
Eisenhower.
Is that in there?
Nixon and
Jones was
Eisenhower,
killed in
1956.
1953, not long before John Kennedy was assassinated. More arms, more money, and combat troops were sent by Lyndon Johnson, and he broadened the scope of the war.
But repeated acts of violence against the armed forces of the
Kennedy's
United
right.
States.
No, Nixon didn't. They went in there in 1957 with advisors. Well, they did. It's a fucking history.
I said, who started the war?
Positive.
Eisenhower.
You said Nixon.
No, you said Kennedy. Well, Nixon and Eisenhower were together. Don't you know that? Nixon was his vice president. They went over and did it themselves.
I won't argue that point because I'm not sure.
Well, Nixon was the vice president all through the 50s. Didn't you know that?
I'm not sure, that's why I won't argue.
From
No,
1950.
it's in 58, like Eisenhower.
No,
did.
56, the Geneva Conference. They went in there and replaced the
I mean,
French.
the point is, it's not important anyway, right?
But
No,
some
it is
of the
important.
air crews did not come back from their missions. They became
It should be important who the blame should go to, instead of blaming on Kennedy and things like that. Lyndon Johnson for escalating.
He did escalate.
Long-term hostages for the bargain that everyone knew had to come sometime. In the late 60s, two generals, Nguyen Van Tu on your left and Nguyen Cao Ki, were elected president and vice president of the Republic of South Vietnam. But with the country at war, full democracy was hardly possible, especially where it had never been known. Much dissent was suppressed, and some deserters through the extreme penalty. Religious dissent was discouraged, possibly in remembrance of earlier effective self-immolations by Buddhists. By now, the war had become an American war, for many a television war, heavily reported and debated, but for some, a very real war. Okay, Doc.
How's his name over there? His name's real bad here.
Where's the dog at?
Yeah, try to get on you. Step over quick.
Yeah. You're right here. Where are you back on that?
Go on, you'll be okay.
And we learned to our national shock of what happened at a place called
Really?
My.
That's one reason war was
New
ended.
year, 1968.
Part of it, that's all. Not
See it.
The North Vietnamese penetrated half a dozen cities and even held the American embassy compound in Saigon for half a day. They destroyed Hue and brought down an American
Here's the point,
president.
why did they take Vietnam?
I shall not see. And I will not accept
No.
the nomination of my party for another term as
The
your
whole thing
president.
was held at a stalemate on purpose, why?
8 months
Well,
later,
you tell me
as
why.
Mr. Johnson's term ended,
Americans couldn't
delegates met
take
in Paris.
Vietnam in about 2 days, they wanted
There's
it.
not a question of taking Vietnam. You're so stupid and simplified. You don't realize what it
In an
is.
attempt to take it.
They can't take it.
500,000 American troops in Vietnam.
You can't take it. You gotta take North Vietnam and Cambodia too, because they're just keep fighting. There's no border
They
there.
already got Cambodia.
Who?
Oh, Americans always had it.
The Americans.
Well, it's American, not control, but American.
Cambodia is lost now. It fell.
We're talking 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago they were fighting over there too.
Yeah, but the American control.
No, they didn't control. They didn't control the countryside. They controlled the major cities.
I'm saying that if America wanted to take Vietnam and Cambodia, could have
Yeah, but
taken
then
it
you
in 2
gotta fight
days.
China.
Well, why didn't they fight China when they beat Korea?
Well, they didn't want to.
Once they made that, bang, how long did it take them?
They want to take care of all those
That was
Chinamen, right?
5 years ago.
How long did it take them in the Korea War? About 2 days.
To Cambodia.
How long did it take them to knock off Japan?
Yeah, but that means they have to
1 minute.
establish their own
1
government
minute.
there, right?
The North Vietnamese tested the new arrangements in South Vietnam and found the South not yet ready to collapse.
See, once the war is ended, you got another
The
impression, right?
Nixon responded with intensified air action and some unprecedented steps.
All entrances to North Vietnamese ports will be mined.
Did you see that man was
Had access to these ports and North Vietnamese naval operations from these ports. United States forces have been directed to take appropriate measures within the internal and claimed territorial waters of North Vietnam to interdict the delivery of any supplies. Rail and all other communications will be cut off to the maximum extent possible. Air and naval strikes against military targets in North
That Ford's very
Vietnam will
weak too. You
continue.
heard him speak?
Of course not.
The North Vietnamese
Really, it sounds
offensive of
weak.
1972 neither toppled
Oh, God,
President
Jesus.
This guy sounds
nor
sneaky.
slowed American troop withdrawal.
Well, that's the impression I get.
I don't think Ford's weak. It's not too bad.
You're right, but my impression is weak, and this guy's sneaky. How
That's a military
did Nixon
man.
affect you?
To the North Vietnamese.
Well, he come on a big military man.
He's sneaky.
To me, he's just sneaky.
He's not a military man. He's just playing sneaky.
I got this
It just so happens the military, everybody's being sneaky
Law and
these
order,
days.
man.
That's all.
The war went on.
Eisenhower sounded stupid, like he's not in the know.
He's from another planet.
No, I think he was controlled.
The United States.
No.
Ford's got a lot of things against him, though. The whole goddamn Congress is Democrat.
You're right, but he's like Trudeau when he says
It's like
something.
Trudeau.
He-
Remember 2 years ago when Trudeau, on the last election, the one before this one, when all the conservatives got in, they wouldn't let him pass anything? What, couldn't do
No,
anything?
that's not good, but when I say when Truman speaks, not Truman, but Trudeau speaks, there's an element of sincereness there.
You understand what he's saying, too.
But Trudeau, I mean, Ford gives me the impression he's weak.
Ford's been in politics all under Trudeau.
Yeah, no, but he's,
What are you
he's
talking
been
about?
at a small level.
No, Trudeau's just a plain-speaking man. He tells you what he feels. He doesn't screw around. The Americans are so used to bullshitting each other that when they get up there, they can't really say anything. They're afraid to say anything, so they say they bullshit you. All they do is bullshit. Trudeau, if you don't say what you mean, the whole Parliament jumps up, runs around, and screams at him. So he's got to say what he means. It's a tradition that never gets built up in Canada.
I'll be back with some closing thoughts in just a moment.
I mean, you think some guy's screwing around? You can get right out in Parliament and call him down, and he's got to answer you. You know.
The States is actually more free than Canada.
No, it isn't. No way. No way.
My knowledge.
Last year, we sold
No
more
way.
marshmallow ice cream than we did the leading brand.
How come you haven't got grand juries
15
here?
million pints.
What?
Sure, you
That's
get a
one
great choice of
instance.
flavors.
What grand jury? What do you want a grand jury for?
Well, the States, if you're on trial for a big league, you can contest 500 people. You can't do that in Canada.
You can go up to the Supreme Court in Canada. What are you talking
You
about?
can do that in the States too.
Well, so?
You're in a different, you're like the hermit, you're in a different plane. You're talking about something I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, we have
I'm talking about grand juries.
We have 12 men
What does that,
jury.
a grand jury got to do with a Supreme
The
Court?
grand jury's a jury of the people in that area.
You have not got a grand, you got a grand jury. A grand jury here is your peers.
Yeah.
In the States, a grand jury is contested by your lawyer. You can contest 500 till you get the right jury. You can't do that here.
Oh, no.
And they got the Fifth Amendment you haven't got here. There's a million things they got better than you got.
What do you mean, the Fifth Amendment?
Well, you can say, well, I take it, I refuse to answer.
They punch you out.
Where?
Here, or anywhere.
I said the States, you got the Fifth
No,
Amendment.
they'll punch you out anyway till you talk if they want to. What, do you think you can do that?
I'm talking about in a courtroom. Not in a police station.
No,
in a
you,
courtroom.
they have that. You can set that. A friend of mine got that.
He was in Slimehouse. I'm talking about, like, for instance, now, if you're a man of importance, you're not going to beat you up. You take the Fifth.
Oh, well, you can do that here. You can refuse to discuss things.
You can't like hell on the witness stand? No way you can.
They just charge you with contempt, that's all.
Here you go. States, you can take the Fifth. Here they got what they call, I'll tell you what they got here. But it's not in any comparison to the Fifth. They got here that you can take, you can testify, I can testify against you up without prosecution. What do they call that?
You can make a deal, you can,
No. Similar to the
immunization.
No, it was immunization, yeah. What they
Oh,
call
what's
it?
the name? There's a name for it. I
You can
can't
take
remember.
the,
You can go for the crown, or you can.
no, Governor General and some bullshit.
Oh, I forget that.
And I can testify and they can't prosecute.
Well, you can't incriminate yourself.
The fifth, you can stand yourself and take that Fifth. Say, I refuse to answer on the grounds of incriminate me.
Yeah.
No way in Canada you do that. You answer. There's a lot of things they got.
So what's wrong with that?
Well, you said Canada was easier.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about freedom. I'm not talking about for criminals.
Well, isn't your judicial system anything to do with freedom?
It has a bit to do with criminals.
Well,
If
I
you're-
would suggest your judicial system is built on freedom.
if it's possible to incriminate
And I would
yourself,
suggest freedom is built on the judicial system.
if it's possible to incriminate yourself, therefore you are, by ipso facto, you're a criminal. It's just that you haven't been found out. Unindicted conspirator. I mean, you're just,
Well, why aren't they convicted?
What?
Well, what does the mafia work on? The syndicate, isn't it the Fifth Amendment? They can't convict them. They say refuse to
and
answer.
so it allows it
Go
to
have
grow
yourself.
strong. Who wants
They
somebody?
can if you don't answer, they're in prison.
That's right, they should. Why shouldn't you
Well,
answer?
you answered your own question. It's more severe here.
Why shouldn't you answer
And
though?
the sentences are more deliberate.
That's
If you get
too
10
free.
years here, you'll do 7. Or 8 maybe. In the States, you do 10, you can get up to a year and a half.
Yeah, that's why their crime rate's twice as high as ours.
You lost your own argument.
No, I proved my own
You
argument.
said that Canada was more
That's-
lenient in the States.
No,
I
you're
said, no
talking
way.
about freedom to kill or murder or shoot
No,
or rob
I
or
was
steal.
talking about the judicial system.
No, the judicial system here will back you up more.
You trying to tell me that this country's more free than the United States?
Yes.
When I've lived in the States and drank till 5 and 6 in the
You
morning.
told me you can't walk in the streets in the States. What are you talking
Now
about?
you can. No, I'm talking about.
That's not
You're talking about.
free.
You're talking about present moments.
That's your definition of freedom?
The States, you could have a ball.
That's your definition
You
of
go to a
freedom?
bar, pick up.
That's your definition of
Like,
freedom?
now here's an example. I went into
That's
Chicago.
freedom?
Hold on, I went to Chicago. I was in the loop.
Oh, God.
So now it's about 4 in the morning. I decided to go home. I get stoned. So I go in the elevator. The porter was a jig. Hi, how do you do? How do you do? I said, you got any girls? He said, what do you want, black or white? I said, well, God damn it, give me a black one. He said, for a buck extra, get a bottle of whiskey. Like, 4 for the whiskey, a buck extra for the bite, right? I said, you gotta be...
Back to the reservation before I run you in.
And this went on. I never left Chicago for 4 months. It was so great. Meantime, lay a note, I'm making 100 a day, like a bastard. So I spent 20 in the bars. And whoring at night.
Yeah, but that's...
I never lived so high in my life.
That's
freedom.
That's not freedom. That's fucking degradation and sin and everything else. What are you talking about? Freedom? Where's freedom there?
Well, why did I leave? When I got rid of it, I left the state every 4 months.
Well, you like
I
that.
would
You're a criminal.
I never did get the Winnipeg.
You're a criminal element. You like that sort of thing. You're a degenerate.
I'll tell you what started me out. I said, geez, Chicago, that's where all the fucking mobsters hang out. I better take it easy. So I had a few beers. I started getting to move. The bartender looked a little goofy. That's my old testament. You know? I said, would you mind giving me that 10 back? You know what I mean? It'll come out to give him the money, right? Correctly? Boom, he threw it at me. So it's a natural. I'm going to give it 20 back. I kept drinking there. Well, I said, this town, I never heard this is gold. I never left for 4 months. And there's 2 racetracks there. The trots go, no, the flats go at Arlice in the afternoon, and the trots go at night.
Who did you know there?
Nobody. By yourself.
Walking around like a farmer.
Yeah, but I know I was driving. No, man. No, it was so terrific. Eh? Like $100 in those days is like $300. You take 10 joints out then. For a $10 bill is a day's pay. You understand? So that's what killed it. No, you know what killed it? Inflation. Now they gotta go for hundreds.
Well, who does that?
What's your name, sonny?
Dempsey, sir.
Dempsey.
Where's my coat?
How you doing?
I want you to look at my coat.
Not yet, no.
Come on, I
Sit
gotta.
down, no, I'm not going anywhere right now.
Oh, man. Well, get my coat anyway.
Hold on for a minute. What are you in a hurry for?
Because I don't want to say, I've been here since noon. You understand that?
I'll drop you off in half an hour.
That's 9 hours.
Sit down for a minute. I just had my coffee for Christ's sake.
Get some coffee. I'll return the treat. I'll make it some good stuff.
Listen to this, make it easier.
Yeah, I'm not kidding. You can call him a goop, but he gets some real good stuff.
Old Milwaukee is one of the fastest growing major beers in the country. Old Milwaukee beer tastes as great as its name.
Oh, you runs that? Baker's son. The guy with a beard and long hair. And problems. You know him?
Runs what?
Not run, but he sells that like mad.
What?
You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
pot. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, it figures. Yeah, he looks like it.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, some food.
That's Baker's son.
Well, I don't.
No, we got the boss.
Here comes Rafferty.
Been following it for about 10 blocks.
Write 'em up.
Why? What do we do?
It's my job to keep an eye on troublemakers like you. There's a law says them boxes got to be tied down.
Whose law, Rafferty? Yours?
You get back to the reservation before I run you in. Hurry up.
Cindy's only got one speed. You should know that.
You've been drinking again?
Not just now, sir. I'm broke.
Where'd you get this junk? Steal it?
We picked it up at the depot and we're taking it to Silver Dollars.
All right, let's keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Come on.
That was a very nice thing to do.
Here's signs, if you can write. Here.
I'm going to see my lawyer.
Yeah, you do that, big chief.
All right, let's keep it moving. Keep it moving.
That looks like something good. What is it? Where's the TV guy? Did you take it? Flat with Anthony Quinn.
I've seen it.
I never saw it. Here's your copy. Here. Gord, here's your copy.
I had some. It's Maryland's.
Excuse me. Just let him down here anyway.
Any for me, 11 Snowflake?
What happened here?
Oh, I fell off the truck. Oh, this one got slightly damaged.
I owe you $5 for delivering the stuff. That's exactly what these retail for.
Oh, the first we ship on these is so sweet. Did your people make them here?
Made in Japan. You made your delivery. Now, why don't you get out of here? $5. You want to give me 3?
Look at this. The Daily Independent paid me for that obituary.
What's your obituary?
Well, it's a story about a dead guy, and he died up in Utah about a week ago.
What'd you write about?
Well, I just said a lot of stuff.
You wrote this?
Yeah, you bet I did. It's all there. It's all perfect. Yeah, I just made up a bunch of stuff about the guy being a great chief and a great warrior. You know, fought against the white man for stealing the whole country out from under it. Exactly that way. I said he actively resisted the advance of an expanding America.
I don't get that. I never heard of them discriminating against Indians like that.
Shelley Winters, that's a great one. Never seen her?
Roly Williams, got slopped on.
Or bang. So, how are you, Gord?
I want to get drunk, but he won't let me get drunk.
Where do you want to get drunk?
Well, I feel better. You want an honest answer? See, when you're drunk, you don't worry too much. You worry coming out of it.
Hey, come on in. I found a fascinating treaty. Come in and listen to this.
Cheese.
Hey,
Can we beat this?
Let me see it. What is it? Where'd you get it?
Come after it.
Pick the drawer. He's going to be 90 years of age.
It says here in the treaty. All these treaties, you can't beat a traffic ticket. You can't expect to find traffic tickets in the treaty. Flat, here. Take my check and pay the fine. What is it?
You saw the story.
That's not really a story, Flap. It's only an obituary.
Well, they paid you for it, didn't they?
Yeah, you do it, man.
Yeah,
Today, Sunday.
You want to come along?
Yeah, I like to.
Tomorrow's Sunday. I think it's Sunday. I hope it's Sunday. I'm not. It's not. I'm losing my lid.
Come on, get out, will you?
Now, if you're looking to help,
Today feels like Sunday.
you come to me.
Hey, where area is it Sunday?
You see any good movies lately?
I'm getting fed up with trying to take the A train. I'll be in Calgary.
What are you going to do there?
It's test time. It's no good. It's just oh, you get drunk in it. Like out west, it's a different atmosphere. You walk into a place and 50 people know you. Here you walk into a place nobody knows.
They know you?
Oh, all through the west. Known too good, maybe. You gonna take me to the dope factory? It's a new name, I've done it. Dope factory.
Open up 3 bottles.
Hey, that's a good one.
Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who's going to pay for this?
I am. And I'll take my change in cash.
I didn't know this obituary of old Line Wolf. He was the last great revolutionary.
What? You know him?
In fact, you know, when I first saw him,
You might have told the kid about this time or two.
oh, no, he rode in right through here. There, he had, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 hungry, worn-out warriors.
Well, Tyler.
That's all. And the government, you know, was cutting the whole gosh darn reservation right in half. And old Line
It's a
Wolf
real old-time actor. He's very good. Remember him, Victor Jory? Listen to his voice.
Yeah. I first saw him there. It was all bloody and beat up. And the way that man sat on that horse.
I want to think of that, man.
So you like smoking?
To the next great Indian uprising.
It's really a sign of alcohol. It's really drunk.
How do you feel now?
I feel like getting a drink. No, all through Mexico, I was smoking pot and whiskey. Whiskey was better. Who knows? They're both alright. I think pot would blow your mind quicker though. I don't know. That could be wrong.
Is it alright if I do some typing though? You don't mind it?
Be my
Can you
guest.
still hear the TV?
I'm not even listening to it. I'm waiting for.
Oh, you have to move over here.
I'm waiting for him to take me.
Another seat.
I'm waiting for him to take.
Check over. 3, 4, 6.
Hey, what's wrong? Huh?
So you have to celebrate with us drunken bums, huh?
Come on, you want me to stop being so holier than thou?
You've changed him. He's changed him.
Don't have to hide them bottles. They're no tribal cops. My kid can't sleep again tonight.
How is the baby, Luke? Boy.
And ain't you got something a little stronger than those aspirin tablets?
I don't know, but I'll look. Have we, Dad?
Don't think so. But in this day and age, when guys are walking around, other guys to go 15 miles to call a doctor.
There's a kid. What are we gonna do, kid?
What are you so griped about?
I gotta do something.
I'm generally griped about things and Isha. Like them old Romans being Christians to the lions.
Hello, kid.
That was 80 years ago.
The only good guy on our side was George Washington. And boy in arms. Wade through that dollar like nobody ever threw it before. And I don't want to hear none of you guys smearing him. You understand? None of us smearing him, Flap. The thing is that lousy bulldozer not giving us